Hello, hello. Come on in, join me. Lean in. I want to talk to you about a topic today that might be a little bit uncomfortable because I want to talk about risk. Oh, risk, no. Risk is something nobody wants to take, and it is the one thing that will 100% keep you in your comfort zone. Like, we would rather lose, like, stay in the box that we were programmed to be in than take a risk. And I do my finger dance around the risk taking. Like, think about it. Like, are you loss averse? I know I used to be very much like this. And it was so interesting when Dave and I first started dating. He could, like, within his business, he would be like, yeah, I'm putting this much money in, or I'm like, we're doing these initiatives and we're not sure if they're like, we're playing around with stuff. And I was like, oh, it seems so risky. Right. Or like we would go to a concert at the casino and he would be like, you know what? Let's like stay and like play some. I'm like, oh, I don't want to lose. What if I lose my money? I was so loss averse. Do you have a loss aversion? So this was actually a theory that was developed back in like the 1970s. Okay. And it shows that given the choice, people would rather not lose something than gain something. So this has already been shown. Like, loss aversion is real. And sometimes we talk about it like when it comes to like money, right? But we see it play out in all kinds of scenarios. People are in relationships that are like literally killing them, destructive, and they'll stay in them rather than walk away. Others will gamble themselves into a deeper hole trying to gain back their losses. So many people will stay in the job, the career that like stifles and depresses them instead of making the leap and doing something different. The pain of losing is more is worse, I guess, for in their minds than the pleasure of gaining. And I bet if you like look at your life, I bet you can like think of lots of different scenarios where this has been your truth. So many areas of your life. Think about it. Are there areas in your life that you're having a hard time kind of cutting your losses? Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a project you've been working on that you're investing a lot of time and effort into, in spite of the fact that whatever time or money or whatever things you've invested are no longer paying you a return, whether it's again economically or just even filling your cup, right? Like, I always look at like relationships are like bank accounts. They are. And if you're in a relationship with someone, whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship or something, if there's more withdrawals, like every time you're with them, than deposits, just like a bank account, that's not going to go very well. It's not going to go very far. Right. So it's like, what does that look like for you? I know when I was working in my corporate job, I was having more withdrawals than deposits. Like, every day I would have like probably 3 days a month that I was like excited to go to work. The other 27 days I was like, like, it's okay. Like, it's a job, pays the bills, and I have the pension and the benefits and the titles and all the things. Um, but it didn't excite me. Like, there was nothing about it that actually excited me. Even though I liked the people that I work with, that was even getting to the point where it wasn't enough. So it's like I had to sit there and I had to go like do like, oh my gosh, I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in my education in order to get these jobs and years of my life. And at that point, when I was really going like, oh, this really isn't filling me up anymore, I've been working in the organization for 15 years. 15 years of relationships, 15 years of a pension, 15 years of all the things. And I was going like, man, like, do I really like leave this? Is that a thing? But when I worked the pleasure of leaving outweighed the fear of staying. I love how you take chances. I love how you're so risky. Same thing when we sold everything and moved to Barbados. Oh, that's so gutsy. It's like, is it? I mean, either way, I'm taking a risk. Either way, like I'm either risking my happiness and my joy and my sanity by staying here and staying the same, or I I get to like go work and serve in a way that brings me joy, um, in a place that brings me joy. Like, is that really a risk? When you understand the law of vibration and the law of attraction, and you truly understand that your frequency dictates what you attract in, you will truly understand that it is a bigger risk staying in the box that you've put yourself in. Anything that doesn't bring you joy has got to go. Anything, whether it's a job, a relationship, where you live, who you're working with, what you're doing, anything that doesn't bring you joy. And you go, oh, surely I could just suck it up. I don't know about you. I was raised to just suck it up. Just suck it up, Delynn. What? Suck up 8 hours of my day? Are you kidding me? No, thank you. For 30 years? Are you nuts? No, thank you. That's a hard no. Like, why would you suck that up? It's your life. No one gets to decide what you do with your life. So when you think, where's the risk? You're likely going, the risk is what if people don't like me, or what if they think I'm nuts, or what if my parents are disappointed, or what if blah 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 blah. I know these are things that like went through my mind because I thought, oh my gosh, all the money, and mind you, I had to get like student loans and stuff for school, so it was something that I paid back anyways, but still my parents had put like some money and like invested their time and energy in supporting me and all that kind of stuff into school, and here I wanted to just like jump out and do something that I really didn't like. I didn't need an MBA to do what I'm doing right now, but I literally had to just have gratitude for what I thought I needed to get where I thought I needed to go. And I have so much gratitude with it. And I'm not even mad, in order to move on. But you have to ask, like, what am I really losing? I'm telling you, when Dave and I decided, we were like, wouldn't it be cool to live on an island somewhere? Like, we love everything about islands. We love the weather, we love the scenery, we love the people, we love the energy, we love the way it makes us feel. Wouldn't it just be cool to like live on an island somewhere and be on island time? And the moment that thought happened, you can bet your ass the first thing I also thought about was, what if I lose? What if I lose? What if I do this? And honestly, when you're thinking of the problems, you're not going to think of the solutions. So I honestly, in my mind, I had to say, okay, Dave, the only things we're going to talk about, the only things we're going to entertain, the only thoughts we're going to entertain are ones of us winning. The ones of us, like, what if we're sitting here going, what about the kids? What about the school? What about the dog? What about our family? What about our jobs? What about blah, blah, blah? What if everything is brilliant? What if the girls love it? What if our dog loves it? What if, because it puts us in a totally different frequency, our relationships with each other and with our kids and with our clients gets better? It just gets juicier, it gets better. What if that happened? What if our business catapulted? What if through FaceTime and like visits back to Canada and our family visiting us in Barbados, what if our relationships were still brilliant with the people that we love? What if that was a thing? And we only entertained the ideas of the things that got us there. And the more you repeat those things in your mind, your winning thoughts, you'll continue to do things that once seemed risky, now seem like, no, this is what I have to do to win. Because me staying in this box, I would not be living the life I am living right now. I can guarantee it, purely just from a time perspective. Had I not resigned at the hospital 10 years ago, I would not be. I only got like, even I'm sure the CEO only gets like, what, 6 weeks vacation or something like that. I would be hanging out on an island for 8 months a year. But in order for me to have that, there's things that you have to do along the way. But the key is to get yourself in the environment of people that remind you that it's not as risky as you think it is, or that you're made to believe, that you don't have to shy away from it. Like, this is the thing, risk take is not taught in school, and it should be. Right? So we were actually led to believe that a person's fear of taking risks, like, this is actually what's perpetuated. Be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. How many times do you think you're told to be careful? Be careful, you might fall. Don't do that, you'll ... I love the quote that said the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. It might sound simple, but it's like, when I look back, like, either way, you guys, today's going to happen, tomorrow's going to happen, next year's going to happen, 10 years from now is going to happen. And that was the exact thought I had 10 years ago when I resigned at the hospital. I was like, either way, 10 years is going to happen. And at that time, I had a newborn and a 1-year-old. I was like, one day they're going to be 10 and 11, which is now. That's them now. I was like, one day that's going to happen. How do I want the next 10 years to feel? Like, I literally remember having this conversation with myself. And I mean, if you would have told me then that I would have started another company and we would have sold everything, moved to Barbados, I would have been like, all right, that's a little much. That's one thing at a time here, right? But I had a vision for my life. And my vision drives my decisions, not my fear. If you let your fear drive your decisions, you've already gone as far as you're ever going to go. If you're making decisions based on money, you're making decisions based on time, not what you want, you've gone as far as you're going to go. But if you make a decision and say, this is the vision I have for my life, and this is how I'm going to live my life, and every decision either leads to that or it doesn't. It's very black and white, which is, I'm not a gray kind of person. I'm like black, white. Yes, no. Like, I know where I'm going. I have a decision to make. Does it lead to that? Yes. Awesome. I'm in. Oh, Delynn, but it's risky. Nope, I'm in. We'll figure it out. Oh, no, it doesn't lead there. No, I'm not. I'm not in. Oh, but Delynn, that's normally something you would have said yes to. Yep, but I don't anymore. I don't say yes to the things anymore because it doesn't lead me to where I'm going. It doesn't align with me. It aligns with somebody. You'll find somebody to do that I used to say yes to all the things. You'll find somebody to do it. It's just not me anymore. And that's okay. But as long as you keep playing it safe and leaning into that loss aversion, thinking you're going to lose, thinking you make decisions from that fear of failure, like, you can't fail. Like, even if in 10 years, Dave and I go, oh gosh, remember when we sold everything to move to Barbados? Like, ooh, that probably wasn't a very good decision. Did we have fun and we learned some stuff? Yep. Like, that's my worst case scenario. Not even worried about it. Okay, but it's, don't perpetuate anymore the thought of, what if I lose? I want you to automatically think, but what if I win? Okay, really just embrace this. And when you get into this habit, you will begin to move forward at a pace and a rate that you didn't even see coming. Risk takers win. There's so much evidence of this, like, whether it's in relationships or business or whatever. You watch all of the documentaries now on how like big companies got started, Apple, Nike, like athletes that are now we're like, oh, they were the best. They took risks and they redefined how they were doing stuff. And it's cool. It's awesome. So that's what I want you guys to really lean into and start thinking about, because when you begin to do that, everything's going to change. Deal? Risk takers win. Love it. Thanks for joining me today, you guys.